Yo, what's up? Just want to let you guys know for this video, major spoilers. There are big spoilers in this video. I didn't put it at the beginning, so that's my fault. But major spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen Across the Spider-Verse, go see it. Come back, watch the video. It's really good. I think I shouldn't tout myself too much. Anyways, go see it. Then come back, watch the video. Blah blah blah. Okay, I'll see you later. Blah blah. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is what I would call art in motion. It's something that can't really be done in live action. It's a beautiful film with so much passion, so much heart, so much love put into the movie and the characters, and it's like a masterpiece. I can't describe, I haven't written anything down for this intro. I just thought, turn on the light, get my mic, and go at it for the intro. But this is just how I feel about it. I feel like this is something that's changed movies it's going to change movies forever. It's going to change animation forever. This is the movie that determines what animation will be in the next five years. And I just, I don't know how to feel. I feel so, depressed after seeing it, honestly. Even though it was a spectacular film, I feel so depressed because all I can think about is how are other movies going to live up to this in my head? How am I going to go see Transformers when I already saw this? Now every other movie is going to be compared to this. So, it's crazy how good this movie is. I want to talk to you how much I like this movie, how important it is, and it was hard to do a review like this because I don't know. I always try to do it, I always try to go too deep into stuff, and so I hope you enjoyed this review. It's going to start soon. I have to, we'll get to my desk and we'll do it, but I just wanted to share with you how much this film is going to just change animation, change superhero movies, change movies as, in general, and I can't wait to talk to you about it anyways. So yeah, I thank you to all the people who made it. Thanks to all the people who put their hard work into making something this beautiful, this intense, I can't even describe it. Let's just get into the video.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is really good, and it should come as no surprise. The last movie is my favorite movie of all time and was one of the best received movies of all time. So I was pretty positive that at the least this movie was going to be as good as the first. And guess what? I was right. The effect that this movie had on me was indescribable. Like I said in my intro, it was just, I couldn't describe how I felt. As someone who loves animation as a medium, it was amazing to see a movie that treats that medium so well and respects it like this movie does. Every shot of this movie is like a piece of art. You could pause this movie randomly and screenshot it hanging on your wall, and people would never question whether it was from a movie or not. And I just think it's a cool concept to have every different universe in this movie have a specific style. And the one that stands out the most is Spider-Punk. I can't even describe what kind of style this is. It's like paper cutouts, and it's so sick. The directors and Lord & Miller clearly wanted to make an animated film that stuck out in the industry. A movie that was unlike any we have ever seen, and that's exactly what they provided. The animation is just unlike anything we've ever seen before. And I think it's kind of cool that animated movies no longer have to just look like Pixar movies or look like DreamWorks movies. They can be their own thing. They can be their own style. I'm excited to see this movie win Best Animated Feature at the Oscars next year. I'm really looking forward to that. And honestly, it could probably win Best Picture. It's that good. It is that good. My point is that creative ideas like this are what make this film the masterpiece that it is. The way that they innovate animation in this movie is really creative and different for once. It's not just an animated style that we've seen hundreds of times. It's something new, something fresh, something cool. Like, if you thought that the first movie was an interesting new style for animation, this one's gonna blow your socks off. It goes crazy. It goes even crazier. It goes even further. It's so good. But I think the one thing that this movie has over any other multiverse superhero movie that has been coming out is that the cameos actually work. Like, every cameo is either quick and sweet, like the Spider-Man PS4 when he shows up, or it gives us more context on a Spidey that we loved and wanted more of, like Spectacular Spider-Man. And when he showed up, I lost my mind. The shit, I froze. I was bricked up. Like, it's so peak. It's so peak. This movie's so good. But what really brings this movie together is its story. There is so much care and attention that is taken to tell an impactful story about Miles' journey as Spider-Man. Miles is now fully Spider-Man, not the somewhat oblivious kid that we saw in the first movie. The problem is that his parents and every other Spider-Man can't see how much Miles has actually matured. His parents don't know that he's Spider-Man, so all they see is an immature kid who doesn't seem to care about anything, whether that's being on time to events or getting good grades in classes. And the other Spider-Man in the Spider Society see him as a immature kid because they just haven't seen the way that Miles has evolved as a character like we have seen. The story brings in this really interesting idea that every Spider-Man has to go through certain tragic events in their lives that pushes them to continue to be Spider-Man. And Miles is supposed to go through that event in 2 days where his father will be killed by the Spot. So now the whole story is the Spider Society trying to stop Miles from saving his dad and breaking the universe canon, and then breaking his universe and basically destroying it. Characters like Miguel, aka Spider-Man 2099, see Miles' attempts to save his dad as the act of an immature kid who just doesn't understand. But for Miles, saving his dad is something that defines who Spider-Man is. Not only does he not want to see his dad die, but he also knows that being Spider-Man means saving as many lives as he possibly can. And when he knows ahead of time that someone is going to be in danger, you better bet that he will go out of his way to protect them. And like, to be honest, Miles is like the one Spider-Man in this movie who seems to actually understand what being Spider-Man means. And it's kind of cool when your main character is the one with the best morals. That's how a good movie should work. And it's not just Miles who gets a really cool story in this movie. We also get more detail about Gwen's backstory and her origins and how she became Spider-Woman. We learn that Gwen was friends with Peter Parker in her universe, and then he accidentally turned into the Lizard, and she got him killed by accident, and her dad started a manhunt for her because he's the captain of the police force. And honestly, that shit was so raw. When I saw that in the theater, it was so good. The story between Gwen and her dad is just really emotional, and it feels real. Like, the conflict there feels like actual realistic conflict. I feel like she has the most complete arc in this movie. Gwen starts the movie with this conflict with her dad, the battle between whether he should arrest her or not because she did something that he thinks she did. Then by the end, we get this really sweet reconcile reunion where all the plot points that were set up with her in the beginning are now complete. And she's more of a complete character now. She's changed by the end. And it's one of the best arcs in this movie, and probably kind of one of the only ones, but it's so good. And it really wraps up the story points that were even set up for Gwen in the first movie. There's just so much love and passion and heart put into this film to make it as good, if not better than the original. Marvel Studios, take notes. This is how you make a multiverse movie. You guys made one pretty good one that was just okay, but this one is how you make a masterpiece. A multiverse movie can be cameos, it can have cameos, but don't put cameos over telling really interesting character stories about characters that we all love. And this movie never sacrifices cameos over Miles's or Gwen's or Peter B. Parker's story. There was literally one thing in this movie that I didn't like, and it was the cliffhanger ending. I like a good cliffhanger. I love them. Don't get me wrong. And I think a lot of people remember the cliffhanger in Infinity War that was like 5 years ago. It's a good cliffhanger. And this one is good, but it also doesn't feel like a cliffhanger at all. It feels less like a cliffhanger and more like they just took the movie, cut it at one point, and then split it into 2 movies. I just feel like the story that they were telling in this one isn't finished yet. Miles's arc is yet to be complete. There are still a lot of loose ends, and we never really got that climactic third act that most of these movies have. And I know a lot of people are comparing this to Infinity War because it has a cliffhanger, but please don't do that. Just don't do that. Comparing them is going to do nothing. One is a pretty good movie with a good cliffhanger, and the other's a really awesome, amazing masterpiece with like an okay cliffhanger. You could just say that. Don't compare movies because it does nothing. You should praise good movies because that's how we get better movies, especially when it comes to like big blockbuster superhero movies like this. Like if we praise Across the Spider-Verse, then we might get more movies like this. So just praise the movie. Stop comparing it to other ones. All I'll say is that I think that I need Beyond the Spider-Verse to fully appreciate what they did in this one. Seeing the cliffhanger ending is like eating a meal and then having it taken away from you right before you get to the best part. Oh, look, I finished my fries. I just finished these delicious fries. Now I'm gonna eat this delicious burger. Okay, here we... You took my burger from me? Oh, and I can't eat the burger until March 29th, 2024? Well, fuck. I know that's not my best analogy, but you get what I mean. I kind of feel so empty after seeing this movie just because I haven't fully gotten that story that I want to see. Don't get me wrong, this movie is still an amazing feat with amazing characters, the best animation style that I've ever seen, like ever, and with music that just makes me want to float into the sky and just hover over the world. So Daniel Pemberton, if you're watching, your score in this movie is like a banger. Congratulations, man. The 2099 score in itself, listen to this shit. Ooh, it's so good. It's so good. Why can't we get more? You know, that's something that's just like ingrained into your mind. That theme will always live on. God, it's so good. Also, Metro Boomin, you made some banger tracks on this. I know you're not watching either, but like, props to my guy.
Yo, I stay in another dimension. Fear is non-existent.
I just really want to see what happens next. Like, how is this story going to end? Because this movie really never delivered an ending. And I see people calling this movie filler, and that is honestly just so ridiculous. People refer to filler when they want to say that a certain piece of media doesn't matter to an overall arc, and that's just not really true in this case. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse will make absolutely no sense if you don't watch this movie, so the notion that this is filler is really dumb, and you're dumb for thinking of that. Plus, this movie's also just, it's good. Like, it's an actual good movie. Who cares if it's filler? If you think this is filler, like, are you saying that filler is bad? Because if this is filler, then I like filler. Despite the cliffhanger ending that doesn't give us the definitive ending or big climactic third act, I still think that this movie is kind of a masterpiece that will be regarded even more highly when Beyond the Spider-Verse releases on March 29th, 2024. Oh god, I can't wait that long. I can't wait that long. Anyways, I guess that I'm going to give Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse a 10 out of 10. It was kind of hard to give this movie a rating because I feel like I still haven't seen the full story that they've been wanting to tell. But I feel like right now I have to give it a 10 because, first of all, everything it's going to do for animation in the future, everything looks so pretty. It looks amazing. It's innovative. It's fresh. It's funny. It's smart. It's emotional. Everything is good in this movie. So like, I can't just sit here and give it a 9 just because, oh, I have to wait a couple more months for the next movie so I can see how it ends. I just don't think that's fair. I think I have to give it a 10. And I think that when we get Beyond the Spider-Verse, it's only going to be heightened. Like, everyone's going to love this movie even more because of how good Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to be and how it's going to deliver that amazing ending that we all want right now. Honestly, it's kind of insane because this is going to be like the first trilogy for me that I think are all 10 out of 10s. Into the Spider-Verse is a 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10. Beyond's gonna be a 10 out of 10. It's awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Anyways, that was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that stuff you do. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers because, like, first of all, that would be pretty sweet. That would be sick and sweet. Together, swick, new term, just made it up. Not by accident, did it on purpose. Definitely did it on purpose. But I think it would be awesome because, like, first of all, that's a lot of subscribers. And second of all, I could start making a profit off of this. And it's not like I did this to make money. I did this because I like doing it. But also, I also like money. Am I right? Call me Mr. Krabs because money. Anyways, I just wanted you guys to remember I love you. And remember, stay safe, stay healthy, stay sexy. Okay. Bye. What's on TV, bro? I'm watching New Girl. I love New Girl, man. Inject that shit. Inject New Girl right into my veins.
Reach this fuck, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up.